how could you put love to work right now? The first way I think is, what if you paused before reacting? I have to do this myself. In fact, impulse control, when I did my deep dive into my own emotional intelligence, impulse control was that one thing that I really had to work on. It's something I've really worked on with my boys. I feel like a lot of boys are naturally very impulsive. How do you measure, reel in that impulse control? Pause before reacting. What would love say here? How could I respond intellectually versus emotionally? Impulse is usually driven by emotion, right? We're heated. We want to respond. We want to do something because we're just feeling so overwhelmed. But what happens if we pause? If we pause, a lot of times we react and we respond differently. And what if we said, hey, I want to respond to this, but how would love respond? How would love respond? My son, I'm going to tell this quick little story here about, he got in trouble in middle school for launching a water bottle across the science lab. And, it was a dangerous thing to do. It's a science lab. There's glass everywhere and chemicals. And I said, hey, why did you do that? Why did you launch that bottle across? He's like, I thought it'd be cool, did it. I go, just because you think it doesn't mean you should do it. And he was like, say what? I go, just because you think something doesn't mean you should do something. It's called impulse control. Before you do something, just think about it for a little bit, pause. He was like, oh, this is really interesting. He'd never thought of it before. This is what mental fitness is. We start to think about things before we react, and that way we can respond intellectually versus emotionally. What would love do? See the human first. Number 2, see the human first. Whether it's a family, a colleague, or someone who disagrees with you, what would love do? It would try to find the common ground versus the differences. You guys, we have so many more things in common than we do differences. The algorithm, social media, is going to show you every difference. It's going to point out every difference. It's going to make that other person seem like evil and you're good. Whatever it is, it will find a way to divide you, and it will bring out hate and division versus common ground and love. See the human first. We are all sinners. We are all sinners. We all make mistakes. Part of it is growing up. I think about sometimes to who I was when I was 18, in my 20s, when I was an early leader, and I honestly sometimes cringe. I know you do too. Even my boys are like, oh, I think back to when I was in middle school and I was so ugh. I'm like, yeah, well, wait until you get older and you start to think back on some of the things you did when you were in your adolescence. Not always nice, not always good. We learn, we're only humans. We're all a work in progress. Be who you came to be means that you get better every day. You learn from your mistakes. You know that we're all sinners. You know that sometimes we don't always say and do the nicest things, but we can't ask for forgiveness and we can't ask for love and compassion. See humans first.